So trying to get into a college out of high school, nowadays it feels like a lottery system. You could be the perfect candidate, have a 4.0 GPA, tons of AP classes, and pass those AP classes, but when you finally apply to these schools, it feels like a lottery system that you just don't know for sure if you're going to get in or not. And it's just gotten progressively worse over time as there's just more applicants and more people competing to get into these schools. But today I'm going to be telling you a guaranteed way to get into UC schools like UC Riverside, UC Santa Barbara, and UCI. And yes, this is a completely guaranteed way for you to get into these schools. And it's something I definitely wish I would have known when I was a high school student or in my early college career. Okay, so with that, let's get into how you can use the tag method to get into these schools. Okay, so with the tag method, you're guaranteed admission to all UC schools excluding UCLA, UC Berkeley, and UC San Diego. So unfortunately, these schools don't have a tag program because of how competitive they are, but any other UC school, they have a guaranteed way for you to get admission into that school. But there are some requirements, so let's go into the details of what you need to do. So with the first requirement, you have to be attending a community college when you submit your application to tag at these schools. So the tag program, it's made for people attending community college in California. So that's something to keep in mind if you actually want to get guaranteed admission. So you have to be attending a community college and it has to be in California. And with the second requirement, you have to apply for your tag application between the dates of September 1st and the 30th of the year that you're applying for transfer admission. And when you're submitting your tag application, you have to have 30 UC transferable units. And these 30 transferable units, they could either be 30 units that you took at community college, some classes that you might have taken like as an AP class, an IB, or you could have taken these units at another 4-year university. And when I applied for tag, so I did my first year at a CSU, and then I transferred to a community college. So I was tag eligible because I still had the 30 units and I was attending community college when I applied for tag. And with the third requirement, this is a GPA requirement, and every different school, they have different requirements on what GPA you need to hit to be eligible to tag at their school. And with each school as well, they have different GPA requirements for each major. So if you're interested in a particular school like UCSB and tagging there, you should look into the GPA requirements of the major that you're applying for to make sure that you're eligible to tag there. And I'll leave a link below to see all the GPA requirements, but these GPA requirements are subject to change each year, so they might even higher them or lower them. You just never know. So I would take a look at them to see what GPA you need to hit for a specific school and that major that you're applying for. And these GPAs really range. I've seen the lowest GPA requirement be a 2.8, I think at like UC Merced. And the highest GPA requirement is a 3.6 for, I think, like a business major at UCR. So they definitely range, but the GPA requirement isn't too out of reach. And with the fourth requirement, you have to have 60 units to fulfill your tag application. So this is going to be the last semester before you actually transfer to that school. You have to have 60 transferable UC units. And this is just a basic requirement. You have to have 60 units transferable for any UC that you're applying for, regardless. So you want to make sure that you hit that mark. But a lot of these requirements are subject to change, just like the GPA requirement. So definitely talk to a college counselor and also do your own research before you submit your tag application. And one more thing that I wanted to add is that some majors are excluded from guaranteed admission. So some of the most common majors that are like excluded from this guaranteed admission are the most impacted majors like business, computer science, data science, etc. So I would double check to see if the school that you want to tag to and the major that you're applying for is allowed before you actually apply. So please double check and make sure that you hit your GPA requirement and that your major is eligible to tag to that school before I get comments saying, Adam, you told me wrong information, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's how you get guaranteed admission to these very competitive schools to get into, like UCI, UCSB, not really UC Merced, but they're still a good school. And if you have any more questions, go ahead and comment them down below. I'll try my best to answer these questions. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful, especially with college admissions being highly competitive nowadays. This is a great way to get guaranteed admission to these great schools. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also like this video. But yeah, with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.